Hey everybody, it's me, it's Dee. I'm in the kitchen and I've decided today I want to make a simple syrup. I went to a restaurant earlier today for dinner with a good friend of mine and they served us a drink that I thought was amazing. They call it KC lemonade. So if you're from Kansas City, you may know that drink, but I will share the recipe to that drink later. But I want to do my simple syrup first, just so I'll have that so when I'm ready to make it. So this is going to be a blackberry simple syrup. So I went to the store today, got some fresh blackberries. So what you're going to do, of course, I'm going to rinse them, of course. Rinse them off. But for the simple syrup, all you need is blackberries, sugar, and water. And that's going to make your simple syrup. So I'll be right back. I'm going to rinse my berries. I'm going to rinse them. Give them a nice little rinse there. I keep up 2 6-ounce packs, so that's the second one. 2 6-ounce packs, containers of blackberries, and I rinse them. I'm just going to dump them right in the pot. That's 1, that's 2. All the blackberries in there, I'm going to get rid of that. So from there, I'm going to get a 1.5 cups of just plain white sugar. It's not super refined or anything, it's just plain white sugar. So 1 cup, I know that I'm still using my full cup, but that's about a 1/2 cup. So I'm gonna go that. And I'm gonna go get some water. Some more sink water. So I'm gonna take this over here. And I'm gonna put the same amount of water that I did sugar. So equal parts water, equal parts sugar. So I'm going to turn the eye on. I have an electric stove here. It's electric, so I'm going to put it on a medium-high heat. And let that warm up. And I want it to start bubbling and get nice and warm. So I got my wooden spoon because I don't like to use metal in my metal pans. So I use a wooden spoon. So I'm going to let that simmer a bit. Stir, stir, stir. Because I don't want, once it does start to bubble, boil, simmer, I don't want my blackberries to burn or stick to the bottom of the pan. So that's why I continue to stir. And a lot of times in a simple syrup, they'll ask you to add lemon juice for the pectin? But that's really for a jelly or a jam. But I'm not going to put that in there today. I'm just going to use my sugar, water, and berries. I'm going to put this away while we're waiting for that to heat up. So, if you have any questions, comments, if you like my videos, please show me that in the comments. Like and subscribe. If there's something that you think you might want to see that I, of course, haven't done yet, but maybe one day will, please let me know. And I'm up for a challenge on making drinks because I am going to use this for the drink that I had today. Like I said, it was a local restaurant, and the bartender, his name is Jed. So if you've been to a place where there's a bartender named Jed, make sure to tell him to, or ask him, not tell him, You have to ask him to make a Casey lemonade, because that was very refreshing. It was a surprise because I wasn't 100% sure, but there's a couple of ways you can make it. So we'll come back to that another time. So still waiting for this to start simmering. I'm gonna turn the heat up just a teeny bit more. No, this is an old stove, but all right, we're gonna stir, stir, stir. Get that sugar to dissolve. And once that sugar dissolves and it starts kind of boiling, bubbling a little bit, want to mash the berries to get it a good color. Of course, we want it to be the color of the blackberry, so we'll know that that's what this is. I feel like I'm doing a witch's brew. Somebody might call it a witch's brew, though. It's getting warm. My pan's getting warm. If I was here by myself, which I really am, I would have probably stuck my finger down in there so I could see if it was getting hot, but I can touch the side of the pan. I can see, I can feel the heat coming on the pan. Sugar is pretty much dissolved. I just needed to come to a simmer. Stirring it, it may simmer on its own, huh? So we're gonna watch that. Even though they said a watched pot never boils, but I'm hoping this pot will boil because we're sitting here watching it. Well, the sugar has dissolved. I need you to boil. All right, so we're waiting. And I really don't have anything else to do until this finishes boiling, because I want to mash the berries in, which I don't have a masher. So I'm going to use my spoon, my wooden spoon. I'm going to do all that with that here in a bit, but I'll be right back. Hi. I wonder if I put the lid on it, would that make it boil quicker? What do you think? I have the lid right there. Put the lid on it. Hold some of the heat in there. Turn it up a little teeny bit more, because I'm ready for it to boil. You're probably ready for it to boil as well. So it will boil eventually. I will mash up the berries, and then I'll let it cool. Once it's cooled enough, I will put it through a strainer, and then I have a pretty little bottle that I'll put it in. It's a bottle very similar to this, but this right here is not a simple syrup. This is actually a basil garlic infused olive oil that I made a couple of weeks ago. But this right here, I'm still waiting. Okay. I'll be back. Checking it again. Ooh, had a little steam come out that time. Ooh, and it's changing colors on me. Yes. It's changing colors. All right, I'm gonna let that continue to reduce is really what we're trying to do, get it reduced so I can mash up those berries. I'll be back. Hey, got a little simmer going on. Got a little simmer going on. I'm still gonna stir it a bit because I don't want it to burn or scorch. Kind of want to taste it too, just to see if it's getting where I want it to get. It's got a little bit of a purple color to that. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. Wow. My sugar water. I can hear it. Starting to simmer. Starting to boil. Not just simmer. You can see the steam coming off of it. And I'm still working on my blackberry syrup. Nope, blackberry simple syrup. Because it's really simple to make. It just seems like it's taking a bit. So we got a nice rolling boil there. Do some more stir, stir, stir. I'm going to start mashing these berries to get all the nice good juices out of them. I wish I had a potato masher. That'd be easier. But I don't have one, so I'm going to use my wooden spoon and I'll just mash it up against the side of the pot. Just gently crush all of the juice out of it. Uh-oh, steaming up my glasses. think I got them all pretty mushed. I'll still let that continue to simmer a bit. Okay. I don't know if you can see what I've done with that. I don't want to spill it out of there, but I can see all the nice colors coming out of them. So I'm gonna let this go another 5 minutes, I think. I can reduce it just a teeny bit. I'm putting it on medium high now because I had it up to high. So I want it to reduce just a little, just to make a syrup. I don't want it really, really thick, but I don't want it overly thin either. I still want the flavors of the blackberries in it. But I do want it to reduce some. So when I'm done with this, I will put the recipe in the comments if somebody's interested in it. And I'm sure you can use any berry that you like. Excuse me. You can make a blueberry simple syrup. You can make anything in a simple syrup. Because I made a mint simple syrup because I was making mojitos a while back, and I made a mint simple syrup. I had a bunch of mint leaves, and of course I did equal parts of water and sugar, and then like a whole lot of mint that I had in my garden. Pretty much did the same thing. Put it in a pot, let it simmer, let it cool off, and strained it. But I did leave a few of the mint leaves in it so that anybody who looked at it knew that it was a mint simple syrup. So it's still bubbling. I don't know. I'm going to pick you up so you can see what it looks like in there. See? That's what it's looking like at the moment. All right. I wonder if it tastes different now that I've crushed my berries. Let me try now. Get another spoon. Let's see here. Ooh, steamy glasses. It's a different color. It's darker now. I don't know if you can really see that, but that's a darker color than it was when I first tried it. And that tastes like blackberries. So I believe that this has simmered enough. I'm going to turn the heat off, and I will let it cool so I can handle it. Because the container I'm going to put it in is glass, so it needs to be cooled off in order to go into that glass container. But I will go see if I can find something to strain it. I'll be back. I have a cheesecloth, and I think it's still thin enough where it will go through that. So I'm going to use that to strain it into a bowl. And then I will, once it cools, I'll put it in a container that it will stay in. So I'm not waiting for it to cool. I'll let it cool in the bowl. Careful not to spill it on me. Ooh. Just strain that right through there. Ooh. That's gonna be too hot for me to do anything with that. But I can't use my spoon and push some of the juices out of it. All right, so that's all I'm gonna do for right now. I will come back to that in a little bit. But I want you to see, yep, that bowl is hot. This is what I got. It's a little thick. You know what? Maybe I will go ahead and put it in that container because I think it's thick enough to handle it. This is the container I want to put it in. I got this from Dollar General. I don't know, a few months ago. So now the trick is to get it from here to in here. Here to here. I'm still here. So that was just enough to fill that up. So there you have it. My Blackberry homemade simple syrup. I'm not going to close the lid because it's still too hot for that. But that's what I have. Now, my next video will show you the drink that I had with it. So again, if you like what I just did, you want to learn more, subscribe, comment, and just follow me. All right. What y'all drinking tonight? See you later.